lower it. Brenda needs a little stool.
Right.
Make it go down.
In it.
Face down.
This lever here.
There it is.
It's you.
Look at that, yay! Now you can't see me because I'm down too low.
We could probably put a little block down there for your feet.
I said, give me a little stool for my feet and I'll be happy.
Seriously, you want one?
No, yes, but no. But yeah, I won't refuse it if you put it under there.
Dana Perino does on TV, she has one. Dana Perino on 5.
Oh,
She has a little thing on her feet.
Hour being 6:30, we'll call the meeting to order. Please rise and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Christian.
There we go. Mays. Taylor. Sorry, my glasses.
Here.
Cummings. Here. Raybrook. Yes. Carlstrom.
Here.
Peoples.
Yes.
Whalen.
Here. Thank you. Additions or corrections to the business and consent agenda. I would like to add item E, annual review of village manager. We are doing the police chief tonight and agenda's due by next month, so I just figured we'd put it on tonight. Great, anybody else have anything? Great, motion to approve the business and consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Braybrook,
Support.
support by Carlstrom, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes 6-0. Alright, moving on, we'll open the floor for public comment on agenda items. Agendas are what, on the podium or?
Yeah.
Alright, start in the front row. Bruce, Scott. Back. Alright. No public comment, we have no public hearing, we have no old business. Moving on, council vacancy. Courtney Mays ended up moving out of the village and she turned in her letter of resignation, so I guess I'll go ahead and read it. I thought she might have come in, but dear President Whalen and members of the village council, please accept this letter as a formal notice of my resignation from the position as village councilwoman for the village of Sparta, effective 1/6/26. Due to the sale of my home and my relocation outside of the village, I will no longer meet the residency requirements necessary to serve this role. Serving on the council has been an honor, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to work alongside fellow council members, village staff, and residents in service to our community on various boards. The experience has been both meaningful and rewarding, and I appreciate the trust placed in me by those I have served in our community. My daughter and I will forever call it our home. I'm committed to assisting with a smooth transition prior to my departure, and I am happy to provide any information and support needed during this period. Warm regards, Courtney Mays, Village Councilwoman of Sparta. Would you like a formal vote on accepting your?
So I looked into it, and under the General Law Village Act, it's actually effective upon receipt from the president. We don't have to vote to accept it. You guys are welcome to if you want, but it would be, it wouldn't have any practical purpose.
All right. Okay.
Did you want to go a memo then, or did you want to?
Well, how does the council want to proceed as far as filling that vacancy? We had, Christina Owens, speak of her.
Hello.
Back when she had heard that Courtney was gonna move, she contacted me and showed interest in filling that vacancy. She did actually apply at the last vacancy, which, Bill was appointed just due to the fact that, you know, past council members, smooth transition. Courtney has been serving since then on the planning commission, and as I say, she has shown interest to fill that vacancy, so, vacancy would be, till November? And just need direction on council if you wanna, you know, consider just appointing her to fill the seat. You wanna solicit for letters of interest, you know, what's the council's, you know, thoughts here, so.
I personally like to hear more about her and some of her feelings. She's thinking about values and goals to work on, and
You were on board last time
Mhm.
on the other
Yeah.
appointment, right?
Mhm.
Unknown caller.
Whoops.
Sorry about that.
So it sounds like the general law Village Act doesn't speak to what we're required to do, is kind of open-ended.
It is, it does say we shall fill, so that would mean that within some sort of reasonable period of
Okay.
time that we are supposed to fill it. Under the act, but beyond that, it doesn't give any guidance. It does say how long the person would serve, of course, and this would be until the next election and the new person would be seated. So those are really the only two things it speaks to. As far as the process goes, that's at the council's discretion.
Have we had any other people step forward and wish to be on the council?
I hadn't heard from anybody at all. I mean,
Neither have I.
it was very public, she made it, you know, that she was moving out and her seat would be empty, but, I just curious how the council wanted to pursue it, so like Robert pointed out, I mean, the General Law Village Act of 1895 doesn't address it, so, you know, if the village ever becomes a city, you know, that easily could be addressed within a charter as far as the process of how you would do appointments and
I know historically, we've solicited applications and then made a decision from that, but
It's like less than a year. It's a very short time.
I know the last time we had an opening, it was just Bill and Christina were both the only
Yeah.
interested parties, so. I have no problem with Christina filling that role.
I move that we decide whether or not we want Christina to be part of our council. Is that what I need to say?
you do what?
I suggest. I don't know
Is
how
that
to
a
say
motion
it.
to appoint her then, or are you
Yeah,
saying?
there we are.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
You guys have to help me with the wording.
No, that's okay.
all right, we have a motion for Braybrook to appoint Christine Owens,
I'll second that.
second by Peoples. Any other discussion? Good.
I'm voting for her.
Hey, Dave, would you like to
No,
drill her and interview her? Or?
No, that's fine. I was impressed for their presentation last time, but I just kind of refreshed it, that's all.
So if she is appointed, she can't be on the planning commission and the council, because the two council level planning commission spots are full, so we'd have to address that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
I
Those opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Does that mean she has to come up here and sit in front of it?
Welcome aboard, Christina.
Thank you, thank you.
Should she
Sit
be
clear
sworn
down
in
there.
yet tonight, or?
We could, if you wanna do that at the end of the meeting, we can swear in, or we could do it now, either way. Probably the end of the meeting would be
Yeah.
better, and then we'll work with you on getting all the paperwork and so forth, so.
Okay, thank you, thank you,
Yeah, we'll work with you on that.
Okay,
thank you,
moving
And
on.
congratulations.
thank you.
Welcome to the team.
Resolution 2601 is a resolution to appoint members to the Sparta Area Fire Authority. I have talked to, Betty Van Patten Johnson. She's been a RAT member of large, and, she is still willing and was quite excited to stay on the board, so I would like to keep Tom and Dave on the board. The council is, agreeing to it.
I think it's only fitting they've been on the board and they know all the works.
Yeah.
The ins and outs.
Yeah, they do a great job, so.
Okay, well, I have all three of those appointments baked into resolution 2601, so if that's what you guys wanna do, it could be a simple motion to adopt that.
I make a motion to adopt resolution number 16-2.
And I'll second.
We have a motion from Carlstrom to approve resolution 2601, support by Braybrook. Further discussion? Alright, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes 6-0. Draft city boundary map discussion.
Okay, so, in the council packet, you have a memo, we had Gleason Van Brink, Engineering. Their survey team put together the village boundaries, as directed by both the council and the cityhood committee. We then, presented the draft to the state boundary commission and got some feedback from them. And as expected, the islands that we have on the south, side of town can remain there. They'd sort of rather, they weren't there, if that makes any sense, but it's mainly for what you would call aesthetic reasons. It's not, for any reason other than they thought it would look cleaner if the islands were there. I think if this just scroll over. There we go. We're basically just talking about where we have this, Bedford Falls area, there's some islands of residents that aren't in the village, but are surrounded by the village. So I believe it was the intention of the council to just keep the boundaries the same as they currently are, for the village. So that's what I had to put together. The only comment or feedback that the boundary commission had is they wanted the road right away. I'm going to that now, if this would pop things up. They wanted these road right of ways, cleaned up a little bit, but those are already basically in the village, but just the way this survey was drawn, that wasn't clear. So they're making that change now, and basically I need, guidance from the council if there's any other changes you would like, and if there is, then now would be the time, and if there isn't, then we'll work on, finalizing this.
It's good to me.
So is that railroad right away on the north of town kind of carry over from, came from Muskegon?
Yeah, it's just an old right of way that the railroad still has, and it kind of, if you remember when we did the Peterson annexation, it kind of splits the Peterson parcel in half, even though it functions as one parcel. So in order to clean that up, that would be part of the city, and then these road right of ways here would be part of the city as well. And Chief can speak to it too. We talked about the way the jurisdiction works for police powers is we have jurisdiction along those corridors as it is. So it just makes it cleaner and tighter to the city. So it doesn't have any practical effect. It was just the way this first draft was drawn.
Gotcha, so just because there's that section of 37 that's not yellow, we don't have police powers, or we do?
So we would have police powers along the corridor,
Okay.
because half of it would be city
Got it.
and the other half would be township. So we have police power all throughout 37, yeah.
And just to clarify, the boundaries are not changing.
No, they're not changing, it just, they highlighted these, road right of ways as something they wanted, cleaned up in the survey, but, beyond that, these are the exact boundaries we have currently.
Alright,
So if there's any changes at all, this would be the time to bring them up.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
they weren't happy or however you wanna word it with the islands, but they didn't have an issue if we wanna say.
Yeah,
Keep it in
but
mind.
essentially they asked like, could you take those islands out? And I said we could, but they weren't aware of the discussion that we had at the, committee level, of course, and the fact that, those people are currently not in the village. And then once I explained what that would mean, for those residents, like, oh, that makes total sense. So that they understood why. And eventually, as they may want, well or septic service, in the long run, they may ask to be part of the village anyway, but in the interim, I told them, we're just trying to keep the boundaries the same as they were. They understood that, so.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
I don't need a motion or anything, I just wanted to get feedback on it, you know, from the board before, because once we essentially finalize it, I mean, you could change it, but then, you know, a lot of costs associated with that, and you basically go backwards on the steps instead of forwards, so.
You good with it, Tom?
Yes.
Robert?
Yep.
Brenda?
Yep.
Dave? Bill?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, moving on, police chief contract extension.
Okay, council has before you in your packet a summary of what I put together. So, Chief Malinowski's contract currently is, scheduled to end October 11th of 2026, so this year. Met with Chief and, we'd like him to stay, through April 30th of 27, and he's, kind enough to stay. I know he's contemplated retiring a few different times, and this will be, the last one in terms of the extension, so this will be sort of a definitive end date, which is good for us to have, right, as we plan, you know, for that transition, especially someone like, Chief who's been here a long time, having this amount of heads up is great. Of course, it's only fair that we contemplate, a salary increase for that period of time too. What we negotiated and arrived at was 5%, and we would just need the council's blessing on that. And I will say Chief is well below what other chiefs are at in the area, so the 5% doesn't even quite bring them up to where the other ones are at, so I think it was pretty fair.
So what do you need from us?
I would just need a motion to, you know, basically authorize me to implement the changes as presented to the contract.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Oh,
He just
Okay,
said.
we have a motion by
Support.
Braybrook to,
Support.
and support by Cummings to allow the village manager to, extend the contract with a 5% salary increase.
As of October,
What's that?
as of October.
Mhm. Chief, thanks for sticking around.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes 6-0. All right, moving on, village manager review. Jim has asked for just a verbal review as years past. Didn't request to be in a closed session or anything, so. We'll start with Tom. Do you have anything for him, or?
Just very good job, and thank you for sticking up for this council and our residents. Just, you do an awesome job, and it's an honor and privilege to work alongside you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Robert?
I echo what Tom says, and also, I mean, there's a lot of difficult and complex items before the village, and having you in a leadership role has helped work through those, so I appreciate your leadership and the work that you do for the village.
Bill?
So what are we on here, a review or what?
Village manager review.
Okay, I didn't know if we were getting to the other, what all will this entail then? I mean, are we voting on a up in salary here? Cause I just wanted to, see what it was.
Oh, we're giving a review first. And then we'll discuss as far as any, you know, contract alterations, so.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I don't, this just sort of jumped in our lap right now. No, I like Jim. I mean, we're on a, we disagree on many things, and we know I go in and see him there, but he does listen. And, I mean, that's basically where I'm at with it right now. We're gonna butt heads a little bit, but, by and large, you're hanging in there. Good enough.
Dave?
I appreciate your commitment, Jim. The knowledge and wisdom that you bring has been amazing, very encouraging, and very helpful to the business of the community. And personal relationship is really, really neat, and You're a very special person. Glad you're with us.
Brenda?
I'd like to agree with everything that everyone said, including occasionally the butt heads, because, you know, everyone has different opinions. But you have done an outstanding job of raising money to help the village and the businesses in the village. And that is phenomenal. And more than, I don't know how to say what I want to say, but been more than helpful.
Alright, thank you. I work a little closer with Jim, and, I mean, you do an amazing job. Your knowledge is very impressive. I mean, pretty much you do the job of a planner, and an attorney, a manager. I've worked with managers throughout the 25 years, and nothing, you know, against any of the others, but you are definitely one of the best managers I've ever worked with, so your compassion to the community, to the job, is amazing. I also would like to chime in as far as the ability I did some quick math, just on 4 grants that Jim has received, that don't even count, you know, the boat launches coming up and, you know, some of the smaller ones. You know, will work here for 22 years for free, including his 3 years he's been here. That's pretty much unheard of, so it's very, very impressive. From the standpoint of the village, that's saves a lot of money for the residents, so job well done.
Like I said, the fire building grant and the grant for the sewer line replacement down Gardner are 2 big opportunities that I don't know if you would have been able to secure those without you.
I mean, you're very humble to begin with. Most people don't even realize that you recently got $1 million for sewer upgrades on Gardner, so. All right,
Yeah, appreciate it.
you have anything you wanna add, Jim?
No, not really. I certainly appreciate it. I know it's really more your guys' opportunity to give me feedback, and we've kind of done it more informally over the years, and I really appreciated that. And the relationship I have with all of you guys, and really when this Councilwoman Mays, you know, her and I had a good relationship, and she added a lot to the council, but you know, people move on, and looking forward to working with our new members. So, no, I don't think I have anything too much to add, but certainly appreciate it. We appreciate the kind words.
Thank you. All right, moving on, and we'll discuss as far as the contract extension and salary increase. What's that?
It's not really an extension, it's the same like contract as it was,
Okay.
as far as I know. But.
Yeah, actually.
We're extending that contract, whether you want to or not. Put that in
No,
there.
we had talked about it, and I forgot that I didn't put it in, so.
And then is that 5%, obviously that's what we have before us, that's what we gave the chief, and is that's comparable with staff,
Yeah.
5%?
Yeah, it's right in the ballpark of where the other staff are at. Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that, or? Okay.
Certainly appreciate it.
All right,
I do want to add, I do appreciate the personal touches every now and then, little phone calls in Texas.
yeah, I also am proposing a revision of the severance pitch if he was to be fired for, I guess, because he serves for the pleasure of the council, and if somebody decides that they're no longer wanting him around for, the severance package would be increased to. That's pretty standard language within village managers' contracts. Just due to the fact of the old General Law Village Act, you serve at the pleasure of the council. Once again, a modern form of government, drafting their own charter, could address different language as far as how all that's handled. So looking for a 3-year severance on that. And time, Jim very commonly will work through his vacation. So looking at just taking and, being able to use the, instead of having to, take his time off, so. And talking with Jim, that was about the only changes that, that he wanted to see, so.
And then is that also gear pretty similar to what the,
Yeah.
other
That's where that came
non-part,
from,
yeah, I mean, I think having is uniform across the board, I think make continuity and predictability.
Yeah, there's more works with their comp time, but my comp time has no cash value, so it's just a 1 week vacation.
Okay.
Which mirrors what they can cash out with comp.
Good with that too, Jim?
Yeah, no, I think it's very appreciated, normally I don't use all the vacation, and like I said, we just made those changes with the bargaining units, so it being mirrored in mine is, would be appreciated, but granted, if you guys don't want to, that's okay too.
Entertain a motion to approve the, amendments to the contract.
Make the motion.
Motion by Cummings,
I'll second.
support by Braybrook. Any other discussion? Alright, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Alright, executive session, we have none. Village manager report. Do you have anything further?
Yes, sorry, so we just do the microphone here. So I wanted to draw attention, for the council on the wastewater, treatment facility upgrades. I know you all obviously, get to the packet at your leisure. And if you wouldn't, mind taking, I'm thinking, I want to get a little feedback from council on this, maybe quarterly or, biannually, when the engineers come in and give us more of a detailed progress report. What's going on right now is a lot of the prep work for, the bigger things to come once the weather gets a little better, but there is quite a bit going on, out there right now. We're getting ready to decommission the pond, as you can see on this, it's a little easier to see what's going on with photos. So they're decommissioning the pond. We're switching over to this tank here, so that's basically in the interim replacing the pond. And will be the final replacement for the pond. So there's quite a bit going on, out there now. But, sorry.
So what is this tank?
Temporary or is that?
Yeah, it's a temporary tank. Yeah, it's a temporary tank. So what we've done is essentially moved off to the side, where the pond used to be, and then the final treatment phase of the process will happen through this temporary tank. And then when we get up online with all the system improvements, it'll be a UV disinfectant system. So.
That kind of threw me for a loop.
Oh, sorry about
I don't
that.
remember that in the plan, so.
Yeah, no, it's just temporary.
That's the chlorine contact and dechlor zone
Yeah.
for disinfection.
Yeah.
I just needed an explanation.
Yeah.
Why are we a tank instead of the pond, but
Yeah,
that-
exactly. Yep, so that we're gonna have the tank in the
What Robert
interim, we're
Yeah, what
getting rid
Robert
of the
said.
pond, and then our new sludge storage and process control building is gonna be where the pond was before. So that's where all that's gonna be located. So it's just
so
being able to
we're really
utilize the
coming
resources.
right online with being up to date with everything.
we're working on it. It's a big project, but I thought, it is the biggest project we've ever had for the village, so I'm gonna, as much as possible, try to include updates in the packet for you guys and for the public who will now be able to watch at home, so they can see some of this stuff too. So, anyway, so then we've got some work going on for their upgrades as well. Just some more shots of prep work going on in the buildings. That's the pump and blower building demolition that's in progress. And then this is the oxidation demolition that's in progress. So when it says demolition, like we're not actually tearing the concrete component of it down. It's all the mechanical components that make it work. So that's want to make that clear. When it says demo, we're demoing the mechanical components to get ready to upgrade. So this is an overall view of the plant as it is. You can see the pond in there to the top of your screen. I'll kind of point at it with the cursor. So that's being decommissioned, and then ultimately, when this is done, that's where the new process control building, the UV system, and the new sludge storage will be. So again, it sounds good to the board. We can have them come in and do a 5 to 10 minute, update, which would be a little more technical. This is pretty high level, but of course, Bert Goodspeed does that for a living. So I did want to highlight that in there, and then also just say thank you again for the review. Certainly appreciated it, and those amendments to the contract very much appreciated, and enjoy being here, enjoy working with all of you, and look forward for many more years to come.
Any questions for Jim?
No.
Well, that's all I had. I mean, other staff might have things to add, but that's all I have on my end.
Maybe do a site visit in the spring.
That's a good idea.
No, there's not much to look at yet.
Oh, and I should mention, we're planning for next month to have the formal dedicated for the council meeting. We had an open house as part of the chamber, business leaders piece, but we'll have one for anyone who wants to come. So we're thinking 5 o'clock to 6:30, and at 6:30 we'll have a plaque dedicating the building. So plaque's being worked on right now. The only thing that's up in the air is whether or not it'll be ready, but I think we'll do the dedication either way, even if the plaque isn't ready.
The coffee go with the chamber.
The coffee went really well. I think it was really helpful and it was a good thing to do. You see some of these communities where there's a lot of, rumors and innuendo related to the data centers out there and, being, I think is really important. I think we should probably do them again, and talk about, what our zoning does and doesn't allow us to be able to do and those kinds of things.
I think it's a great idea.
So we'll probably.
Maybe next time.
I think it went well. We got a lot of good feedback from the folks that attended and, I could see value in doing them in the future too.
That was a great idea, putting that together, so.
Well, that's all I have.
All right. Chief, you have anything?
I don't have anything to add to my report, but I would like to say
Thank you.
and thank you all